Hey everyone, my name's Pete and this is Beat. It's a Bevy meta framework. Before I go into what I've been working on the last month, I want to share something I'm really excited about. So I've been kind of dissatisfied with my Ubuntu setup for quite a while. It recently started getting worse. Random stuff started not working, and there's like all these settings panels, extensions, and like all these package managers. I could never quite get my head around. And recently, DHH from Ruby on Rails has sort of been gunning this this Omachi Linux. It's like an Arch wrapper, but it's like all the way down on the distro level. So you download the ISO and it sets everything up, and it's kind of like he's like the really intimidating, really cool distribution, but wrapped up in a way for he describes it as to be productive within 15 minutes of installing it or something like that. And I'm really liking it. It's kind of like what I dreamed my operating system would be like is kind of like just another well, I'll show you, just another project, right? Just another repository, right? So all of my files are in all my settings are just config files, and that sounds, at first it's like, wait, all your settings are config files, but what I didn't understand about Arch until I started using was, yes, everything's a config file, but that means the documentation is really, really good. In fact, the documentation is just like using a really good library, right? A really good like coding library, and that's something that we do every day. That's how my brain is kind of wired. Oh, you don't understand it? Look it up, find the setting and input it in there, and then commit it to Git. Make a mistake like I did. Make a mistake and accidentally delete your entire home directory, and rerunning it is actually just like that one command kind of experience that you really want. So I'm totally in love with this. It's been a lot to learn. The tiling is completely different to anything I'm used to, Hyperland, but Hyperland is like, that's the cool one, right? That's the one where you walk past people's monitors, it's like, man, I wish I had something like that. Well, that's what this is, and I don't know what DHH is doing. He's saying that we should all have it like that. It's got a great presentation, and so yeah, I'm really excited about that. I just wanted to share that. All right. On to Beat. So the biggest thing that's changed in this month would be starting to introduce DOM diffing. So first of all, what we were able to do, the very first implementation of Beat was, okay, just change like a text field, change a text node, update a text node for a little bit of reactivity, right? It's very basic. And then okay, well, you also want attributes, so like the value attribute of a text field, but what I've done this month is actual DOM diffing. So that's where you've got you're inserting, removing actual nodes, and just you're actually making changes to the DOM, and so it's sort of like that's where you get that to-do app style demos. So it's very early days, but it's all getting there. And you'll notice, like, for example, some things, really basic things, are missing. For example, we've got the scope styling isn't implemented yet. So these there's some style that's meant to be local, but it's being applied globally, which is why you got that gap up there. You remove it, it goes away. So there's still work to do. I mean, there's going to be a long list of work to do. But yeah, it's a great start. Another thing I was excited to be working on this month is async. I was inspired by Bevy coroutine system. This author's had a really interesting go at this idea. Like we all know what it is. That's right. You got an async system. You want to do some work with the world. You want to await something. Obviously, the world doesn't want to await with you, and then you want to come back and do some work. So you start doing some work, you await, and then you do some more work with the like by taking the world again or borrowing the world again or whatever. So I had a look at this. I had to go at implementing something similar to this coroutine pattern, but by using like regular async, stable Rust, just by like basically splitting either side of the await into its own system. But it was not a good rabbit hole. But you end up, for example, with streams, you end up with like this really awkwardly having to turn it into a mess. So I stopped going down that path. Instead, I'm just using regular queues, and the API will probably change, but I'd just like to share where that's at the moment. It might be a bit hard to read. So the API should be simpler, but at the moment, basically, you got something like you're starting an async task, right? And then you get this like a command queue, right? So we got these command queues. It's just like commands, but it's you can pass it around. It's not connected to the world. And then you sort of like using regular channels to make some change. The interesting part is that you can also await it and get some return value. Maybe that's an entity ID or whatever. So now you're able to do like async call and response type patterns. The reason why I'm getting into this is for agents. They're all streaming, so you want to be able to do this kind of thing. So I'm interested in that, seeing where that goes. Back to Beat. Oh yeah, and yeah. So I did a write up for the baby's fifth birthday. Something I've been thinking about for a while, more and more, is this idea of like ECS being a very, very versatile pattern. You can actually, I've been in like just about anything I can think of, from all kinds of behavior patterns to RSX trees to DOM trees to routing. I've got ideas for build pipelines. Just about anything I can think of, I can do with regular ECS primitives and relations and those regular data structures. But still, every single time I implement a new feature, or a new system, or a completely new a new crate or whatever, it's so tempting to create these new abstractions on top of ECS. So I did this write-up on how I found that challenging, how I'm noticing it also in other areas of the ecosystem, of the Bevy ecosystem. It's actually it's hard, it's challenging to just use what we've got. But when we do, you can do really interesting stuff. For what I'm doing with Beat, the idea is that you're really just using that single pattern. Everything from your infrastructure to your router to your RSX to your client-side interactivity, everything, all that one ECS model. It's hard, but it's really interesting, and so that's kind of just exploring that a bit for Bevy's 5th birthday, and that's about everything for this month. Or something I really want to get done in the next month will be DOM testing. Something like Cypress or Playwright. It'll allow me to be a lot more experimental without breaking stuff, to fix things and know that I've fixed them. So that's something I'll be working on for the next month. Yeah, as always, come say hi in the Beat Discord, the Bevy/Beat Discord. It's the crate's kind of in a position where it's really good just to be in touch if you are going to have a go at using anything, just because there's a lot of sharp edges, But yeah, it's all coming together one bit at a time.